Hey, good morning, good morning. Good morning, early morning. Yes, this is Spirit Journey. And today's May 11th, 2022, and the time right now is about 12:47 a.m. in the morning. Yes, it's uh, past midnight, and I just have a lot on my mind. I thought, just go to sleep. Got into bed maybe an hour ago. It was after 10. That I remember. Um, and I just started just looking out my window. It's gorgeous. I love the view. I love the lights. Yeah, maybe like an hour ago there was a lot more lights on. Yep, looks absolutely gorgeous. Oh, and my little gang is with me. Two of them are in bed with me. Lavender and Lily, and little Lilac is on her little pillow on the floor. We're all well this evening. I hope you're all doing well. Busy day. I stayed in today. Um, it was nice. It was cool outside. It was in the 40s. Yeah. Yeah. I stayed in. I felt tired. I think I'm more emotionally tired, a little physically tired. Um, yeah. Sometimes I did go outside 2 days ago. I did a quick walk. I didn't stay out too long. I was out for maybe 2 hours. I usually go 3 or 4 hours, but I didn't get sleep that day. I had stayed up. Well, I got some a little sleep, but I was up most of the night. I fell asleep around 5 o'clock in the morning. Yes, around 5 or 6. No, maybe 6 o'clock in the morning. I finally fell asleep. Got up at 10 something in the morning, but my body just felt tired. So I really felt I needed to go out to walk the dogs. So I didn't stay out late. It was a quick run, with the gang. Um, so I think I still feel tired because I didn't get really good sleep. Sometimes I just need like 2 hours sleep, fall asleep and then I wake up, I'm okay. But sometimes you wake up and you feel very tired. But now I just feel I just need to. I feel very introspective. And looking outside my window, it is so beautiful. With life is something. Everything has its cost. Everything. And it's a price to pay to have a beautiful view like this. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous view. Gorgeous. Maybe more lights on the side there. Yeah, you should have seen it maybe an hour ago. It was more lights. Oh, it was gorgeous. Now, this is nice too, but it was even more lights earlier. But it just got me thinking. Yeah, I've been on the internet so much, searching, just gathering information, and sometimes just looking for the sake of looking. Um, and with the algorithms, when you go on the internet and watch something for the first time, you're going to find, oh, so and so looked at this type of video. Well, let's give her a lot more things like that to watch. I started a couple of weeks ago looking at different countries in Africa. I know virtually nothing about the continent of Africa. Yes, they teach a lot of us here in America that everything about that continent is evil and bad. They might talk about the hunger, they talk about the coups and everything like that. But you know, the United States have hungry people. The United States has what else? A lot of violence, especially in big cities. What's the difference? Well, the difference is that, well, in New York, a place like here, we got big fancy buildings. We have what they call skyscrapers. So I guess that makes things better because we got skyscrapers. We have major corporations here. What else? Oh, we got truckloads of hospitals. But you know, with all those things, hospitals, more sick people we have, more buildings, higher rents, and more violence, even though you have more opportunities for college, you know, higher learning, more ignorance out here. So, a place like Africa, a continent called Africa, has a very bad reputation. And I'm saying this because I was watching I've been watching videos on different countries in Africa. And this one lady shared about the country of Mali. It's in the northwest of Africa. And they were a French colony. And I'm finding out that a lot of Africa were colonies of Europe. So even though Africa is known in the Americas as the place where they got slaves, you know, the enslaved, excuse me, human trafficked human beings, you know, human trafficked individuals, men, women, and children, to work on plantations, mines, etc. And they made Europe rich. I found out that the most popular country, the most visited country on this planet is the country of France. France. Don't you wonder why some countries do seem to be doing well? Well, they have a lot of commerce. People are visiting. France is the #1 country of visitors. So that's trade and commerce that's happening big time. And plus they have a lot of former colonies and territories. Well, this one YouTuber, she is located in Kenya, that's in East Africa. And she does like commentaries of, you know, things to awaken the people of Africa. And she talked about Mali. Mali being a former French colony. And Mali told France that their military is no longer welcome in Mali. And I think she also added that they were, I guess you call them mercenaries. They're training people. They're from, they have this group. They come from Russia. They're like mercenaries. And they're being trained there, I gather, in Mali. And Mali saying, we don't want any of your military here anymore. Wow. And they show this cartoon drawing of, it's like a caricature. They showed this a fat European crying like an infant, and it being fed by a skinny black African, um, feeding the crybaby European. So what it was really saying that skinny Africa is feeding the fat European. Wow. I think people are getting angry. See, I believe we're all being brainwashed. We're all being brainwashed about one another. That people is the perception of people being having power or ability over you. And because you feel that way, you succumb to them. And whatever what they say, you do. And I was no different. I'm brainwashed just like the rest of you guys on this planet. But people are starting to wake up. And that's what that African YouTuber is trying to do, wake up people. And for them to just to publicly say, hey, we don't want, you're no longer welcome. I think it's good for countries to say, we don't want you here anymore. We don't like how you make us feel. I mean, I've watched different films, and France is very popular in movies. It's considered sophisticated. I've been to France, and I actually enjoy France very much, and I wanted to live there. I wanted to live there so badly, and I do have French connections, French background, I should say, on my mother's side. Yes, but funny, the DNA doesn't really show that really. And when they give the percentages in the DNA chart, it doesn't indicate anything for France. Interesting. I'm being honest. That's why I share it. So even though they might be physically there on that territory, French territory, I mean, what do you call it, overseas department, um, my genetics, the percentages, and one of my parents' genetics doesn't indicate it specifically. It doesn't give us a percentage of France. Nothing. But either way, I do have a French background. Um, what else? So people are waking up, and people want to be independent. People may be seeing through the illusion of wealth and power. The reason why their wealth is because you're feeding them. You're indulging in them. And they're making you skinny and they fat. I also used to work for a French company too. And it's something. I was just thinking about that this evening as I sat here in bed some minutes ago. Over an hour ago, I was thinking about it. And the illusion of acceptance. Yeah, I used to work in a culinary team for a resort. This happened in Florida. And it's interesting. Initially, I felt included, a part of the team. They had the American crew and the French crew. We all worked together. We worked pretty well together. The French take their culinary skills to the max. They're very serious about their cooking. I can honestly say that. And so I commend them for that, for the hard work. They really work hard in the kitchen. They want to do a good job, but they're human just like me, and we make mistakes sometimes. Um, I had to share we worked in a cooking room, and I worked with this lady. Well, we did different work, but we physically worked right next to each other, but we had different assignments. And I learned the hard way that the full sense of inclusion. Well, again, she was not French, that girl. She was Yugoslavia, a hardworking woman, but jealousies can arise. Now, she knew how the system worked there. She worked there before I started working there. She has a husband that works for the company. She has young children. And for her, she was getting the American dream. She bought a house. I think they bought a house. Yeah, I don't think that was a rental. They bought the house. Nice house. Nice starter house. Very nice. But her jealousy started running amok. And it resulted in a very bad situation. And I had to get the police. Well, one thing, um, they covered for the person. And I remember they tried to retaliate against me by passive aggression. They tried to intimidate me. And at one point, the day that I left, one of the staff members there, this incident happened, and um, yeah, I'm leaving out some things. I mean, I've mentioned it before, but I really don't, at least right now, really go in depth with it. But I stood my ground. And one of the French people there, French staff of the culinary, well, he was more like the manager, like food and beverage manager. My work does not intersect with his work, but he's siding with the other people that were involved in the cooking team that I was a part of. And he angrily said to me, "I want to talk to you alone in this room." And I said to him, "Are you serious? I don't want to be alone with you in any room." Yeah, yes, Spirit Journey said that. I did not say that for shock value. I just spoke what was in my heart. This person, and I knew this person. Well, I thought I knew this person. Yeah, all the culinary, that staff. We all ate together, like a common table, and we eat, we talk, and then we race back to work. So I knew him. I knew of his wife. He had a baby. Yeah, we all worked very closely with each other. We all, it was positive. But my instincts told me you better not be alone in any room with some French dude like that. And I'm not trying to be racist or biased or bigoted. I'm just saying what it is. You're a female, and you got an angry man who's not involved in what the legal matter was, but he's involving himself in my business and wants me alone with him in a room to talk about what? We could talk right there where we were. We were outside. I was outside. So his response was, "Fine. You better be out of the village by noontime," something like that. I said, "Fine." Walked away. Why I mention it is this. You really never really know what someone is going to do until a crisis happens. And it's an us against them mentality. I was I was the only female at that time in that department, in the cooking team. only female, only black female, only black. Yeah, we did have black in the culinary team. Two, there were men. There were at least two, and one light-skinned Cuban. Uh, so it's something that this aggression. And there was another incident with one of the, and I work with these people. We had to get our uniforms every day, and they didn't have special accommodation for females. Again, it was only female. So when you get your uniforms, you have to undress right there in that room. So I had to hide behind this thing to undress and put the new uniform on. So that's what always usually the last one, because I'm in the back and the door's in the front. That's where all the guys are, all French dudes. And one of them in particular, he was kind of like joking around, but he gestured like he knew little baby English. I didn't have any problem with him, but he did something. And I'm thinking now, in hindsight, that the fact that it's going through their mind and my instincts with the guy when he told me to leave, what was going to happen to me? Well, this guy that I work with, young dude, in his 20s, and something like he gestured like, oh, that he was angry at me, and he was simulating that he was going to undo his pants um, to assault me sexually. And I'm looking at this guy for real. I started like laughing at him. Are you serious? I think some of these people are trained that if a black person, black woman, now I don't remember what the thing was with that dude when we had a dress. I don't remember what it was, but he was like a mockery that, oh, you get out of hand, I'm going to do this to you in a gesture. People, this is not a joke. So sometime after that incident was when that other incident that got me, that I had to leave that company. And so I think my back of my mind, subconsciously, I remember what that young French dude gestured, what he was going to do to me. That's what this other guy had in mind. It staggers me, people. Yeah, I got out of that company, all right. So I mean, I'm just thinking that sometimes, like, when you think someone has the power, they can control you. But I said no. They wanted me. They were retaliating against me because um, I I stood my ground about a particular matter. Someone tried to hurt me. They covered for her, and then they retaliated against me. These are people I work with. The illusion of inclusion. And again, I'm the only black female and only female. So I was only black female and the only female at that time. Some months prior, they had this one white female in the team, but she completed her term. But they had harassed. They had bothered her. The guy treated her not very nice. She was a good worker. So you find also in certain occupations, French, a lot of guys go into cooking. The men are the chefs and generally, and they start young, the French. They start at 16 and they work their way up. So they're not used to a woman working with them. They made bread. That division made all the breads, the French breads. They were very hard. It's very hard business, a very hard occupation. And she cried on her last day. We went to say goodbye to her. Say, hey, so and so's last day. Hey, let's say say goodbye. So we went to her room, and she started crying. And she was a white female. They said she said that she was being mistreated by the guy. She didn't like how she was being treated. And I thought she was brave and everything. She was strong. I mean, she was a very petite girl, very, very petite, very, very short, very, a childlike body, very, very, very tiny girl. You would never know people. People could look a particular way, but they're hurting inside, some of them. I kept in contact with her a little bit, and I don't hear from her anymore. But she's doing okay. Um, but interesting, though. Yes, hello, viewer. Good morning, good morning. I couldn't sleep, and I just got to get off what's on my chest. So, yeah, I'm just mentioning a story about, I was talking about France, this news about Mali, the country of Mali in West Africa, and Mali is telling the French that they don't want any more of their military there, and they gotta leave. Something's being done, and then I know, that we're taught about certain people, certain countries, and when you believe that someone is more powerful than you pretty much just follow along what they say. And I'm saying, the experience I had with the French, I do come from a French background, and I had to work with a French company, and I was in the French culinary. I mean, I was in a culinary with French, uh, uh, French people, other French chefs and things like that, bakers. And I saw how they worked. They take their food very seriously, their cooking field, and I was surprised at the attitude when it seemed as though I was, as I said before you came on, at least, yeah, um, they threatened, they simulated that they wanted to, at least the first one, gestured of him sexually assaulting me. Kid you not. And when I was to, the day I was to leave, viewer, they, he wanted to order me in a room alone with him. Are you serious? I'm so glad that I had some sense and said, you got to be out of your mind. I'm not going to be in any room alone with you. And he said, fine, get out there, by such and such, you better be out of this village. Yeah, interesting. My paperwork, was processed very quickly. Yeah, I was scheduled to actually leave 2 weeks later, but so I didn't really lose that much time. Yeah, so it's about perception. And if you think someone is more powerful than you, they're going to try to exploit you. So just imagine a place like Africa. You have people who may not have as many choices when it comes to jobs, especially if you're a female. Certain paying jobs. In some places, women are harassed. Okay, I was the only female uh, uh, of the culinary team at that time, and only black female at that. Very few black women in that company. Very few. Overall, it would have been it's hard work, um, but it's just showing you about how people really perceive you. That's also why I'm saying this. It's like a wake up call, and I've been watching a lot of things about Africa. And people, I'm educating myself about what life might be like in Africa. What are the people doing there? And a lot of the videos I'm watching is really are Black Americans educating other American blacks about what life can be like in Africa. What are their experiences? And so I appreciate them with saying that, showing what they're showing. But at the same time, I'm questioning some of them. Um, People are people. And is this really truth? Are they selling another illusion? Because see, in New York City, there are a lot of Africans leaving. I mean, a lot of Africans living here in New York City. A lot of them. North African and West Africans. A lot of them are here in New York City. Why are they leaving? But with the past 2 years, with the pandemic, as I call it, and the politics, the elections, and everything, a lot of us are stressed out. The race issue was a big issue for all of us, those who are on social media. I watched it, and it's stressful. And I think we're just getting a little tired. And so, some of the, interesting, a lot of people, the women that I'm seeing on YouTube who live in Africa, said that they left around the same time, 2020, right after the election. Yep, right after the election. And how is it really for them? Seems like the men are about, everything's about business. Let's start a business. When you do business, there's some type of connect. What do you call it? There's a term for it. There's a term, with people that, people have to connect with you. People got to know who you are. People aren't just going to go in and, because you started a business, regardless of race, why they should even buy your product or service. It has to be a connection. And one thing that I'm feeling to see sometimes is a connection. Are you connected with the people there, or are you just there for the money? I know maybe, I'm one of those type, you marry someone because you love them if you want to get married. Or some people are married for business. They're married for the convenience, not for love. I'm old fashioned. I want if I marry, marry for love. Yeah, but there's some, also traditional, marry because of hey, what they have. Form an empire, right? A business. Marriage is a business. So yeah, I'm noticing with these YouTubers, and they were talking about businesses and this and that, and come to Africa. I would love to go and visit. I really would. I want to find out what my options are. I think a lot of the planet is changing. The planet is changing. Is the grass just greener on the other side? Is this part of the agenda to encourage to get these people? Because some of these people are fraternity members. He admitted that he belonged to a fraternity. So I'm wondering, okay, see these fraternities don't do anything, I feel, without instruction. Are they being told, hey, let's get these people over here? Is it organic? Is it organically happening, or yeah, that's my little doggy. You coughing? You bad girl, you. It's my little peanut. Yeah, she's okay. Yeah, that was her snoring. Oh, I'm not supposed to say that. Oh, I love her to death. So, anyways, yeah. So he announced that he is uh, belong to a fraternity in America. Well, fraternities are all over the world, even including Africa. And I don't trust people who belong in things like that. I know you have those who are just newbies, and they just pay their dues and are harmless. But these organizations aren't there just for show. They have an agenda, and they work part of a team. And I'm wondering whether some of them might be um, encouraging people. You know, are they encouraging people to leave to go into Africa because they want to try to destabilize America, and having all these young black men and women with their money and move to Africa? Is this their plan? I don't know. I mean, I, I'm just being real. I'm just being real. Why now? Again, the algorithms could be just showing me these videos. You can watch one video, and then all of a sudden the next day you have a whole slew of recommendations of just one video you saw on a particular topic. It's crowded. The north part of Africa is very, very crowded. And when you come into a new culture, regardless, you could look like them, but again, you're not of their culture. You don't speak their language or their religion at times. So you're just another foreigner. I don't know. But it's just something I'm thinking about. And could what's happening in Mali, can it spread throughout Africa? And what about the territories or overseas departments of these former colonial powers? Are they safe? I have, my family from, my mother's family's from Martinique. It's an overseas department of France. France have a lot of overseas departments. They have in the Pacific Islands, the Caribbean, who knows where else? Could they start to then wonder, hey, do we want to stay? Do we want to break away from France? A lot of these Western European countries are wealthy because of their heritage. And I was watching this woman today. Yeah, I'm just remembering now. There was an African woman, and she's in Germany. I think it's a museum or something. They have a building for you know shows. It was a big stage, auditorium. And she's wearing a really lovely outfit, very fancy. She's dressed very fancy, very nice. She gave a speech to these German people. And it's about the museums and the African artifacts. And she says to them, I don't remember her name, a very exotic name. And she spoke so eloquent. It was well written. And what she basically conveyed was that we want our artifacts back in Africa. And that you cannot tell us that it's something that you stole from us and it belongs to us, and you're trying to say, well, you don't know how to take care of it, and so we need to hold it for you. Said, when something is taken from you and you want it back, it doesn't matter what you're going to do with your property. Your property is yours. It was an amazing speech this woman from Africa gave. So eloquently. And I don't remember when it was given this speech, but it was phenomenal. She never rose her voice. She never cursed. She spoke so formal, and I thought it was saying a lot. What belongs to you, if something was taken from a German, you want to get it back. And so, something about certain terminology. They would use when it was focused on the African, it was some type of euphemism, but it was condescending term. But they wouldn't use the same term to a European. It was something I don't remember. But even how they describe things that happen to Africans, it's viewed in a condescending way, but the European, it's something more prestigious. They don't have to explain why they want their artifacts back, a European. But this African woman, she bring back our artifacts. She was talking about these masks from Benin. It's a country in West Africa. And that Germany has a lot of these artifacts. And she also made mention about Britain. And I think Germany is sending, she said, that is better something than nothing. That she wanted to thank what she can thank with regard to Germany sending back artifacts. But what was odd was Germany wants to send back artifacts that was from Britain, that Britain had, and have it sent back to Africa. Why are they, does that make sense? Why worry about what Britain is doing and having Britain send the stuff, but you're not sending back the stuff that you have? But she said, look, it's something, it's a start. At least they're making an initiative. But the initiative should be from Germany, with what German has, not what Britain has. Yeah. Why do they have these artifacts of yours, Africa, or other parts of the world too? You know that when you take an artifact of somebody's, that you could gather power from it. And I think that's why they have it. See, when you subdue somebody and take what is valuable from them, you acquire the power of it. You could harness the power and utilize it for yourself and your people. That's why they have them. Maybe something might use in rituals. Yeah, they have them. They have a lot of artifacts. Why they take it? They can do magic with it. And when you take something valuable of somebody, you become the dominant force over them. But remember, what you do could fall back on you. And I think that's what's going to happen. It's going to happen here in the States. Things are happening. See, people are not really looking. They're seeing, they're looking, but they're not seeing. They're looking, but they're not seeing. And when I see what's happening here in the United States of America, that is being gobbled up. Yes, good morning, viewers. Good morning. Yeah, things are being gobbled up here in the United States, right before my eyes. But people are not seeing. They're looking, but they're not seeing. It's being taken over, but they're quiet. They might smile. They might give good service even. They have great businesses. But it's being bought up. It's going to be like Canada. I did a video about Canada a couple of years ago. What's happening in Canada, they're being bought out. And a lot of their property isn't theirs anymore. It belongs to another nation. And this other nation is hoarding the property so that the locals, they cannot even afford to buy homes. I hope the volume is on. Yeah, should be on. Yeah, let me know if you can hear. So I mentioned that video back a couple of years ago. The same thing's going to happen here, and it is happening. How is that all these new businesses and where they're coming from? And no, this is not hating on people. I don't want that's not my goal here. someone wants to do an honest business here, they do good service. I'm not questioning that. Mine, my issue is they're buying up and they'll be the new masters. You have different types of people, belong to different organizations. They can have any type of faith. These organizations are on all different countries. It's the agenda what's going on. And they want to buy out America and then divide it up. I remember growing up, I mean, New York City had a very high ratio of Caucasians to so-called minorities. Now in New York City, it's it's a chocolate and caramel and yeah, yeah, they left, they're gone. A lot of them are gone, or maybe they live in some of the tri-state area of New York City, from New York City, I should say. Yeah, it's changing. The mayor. We have the mayor that we have, and I think we have who we have as mayor because again, you can boss them around. Who do you have there? You just check and see what type of mayor we have now. Is he for his group? Things are not good for black people here in New York City. Yeah, I just say we have a black mayor. And I think we might, I'm not even sure the governor, I should know more. Yeah, I didn't vote in the last election. After the 2020, I said no more. But yeah, I think both of them. I mean, I have to look again, but don't see. They want you to think that if someone is a minority in a mayor position or governor, that they're for those people. No, they're not. They're never about you. Obama is a good indication. He was not about the black people who voted for him. He didn't have anything of a platinum plan. At least Trump had a platinum plan. Specifically for black people, not minorities, for black America. Yeah, he was far from a perfect man, Trump. Far from perfect. But at least he had something for you. He didn't take your vote for granted. He's okay. I want your vote, yes. I'll do this for you. And that's fair. And yes, I believe the vote was stolen. But look what we got now. Yeah, they're trying to destroy America. I believe that our former president was um, I think he was I think he really did win. He had the votes. But it happened what happened. Yeah, there's a destabilization that's going on. You have people from the inside that are selling out America. It is awful. And again, these guys, they probably belong to their fraternities, their clubs and stuff like that. And they get their assignment, they get compromised and blackmailed. And so they feel stuck that they have to do what they have to do. I think that's what's happening with the current administration. I love my country, But it's insane right now. So I don't know whether this movement now for blacks to leave and go to America or other places. I mean, I find a lot of videos targeting black women, specifically black women, to leave the U.S., whether it's just for a season or permanently. Many of them are leaving. This YouTuber that I would listen to, she only stayed for 6 months. She went away to Brazil. See, it's important, people. If you're going to promote something and do, just be upfront with us what's going on. It's okay to share with us, hey, it didn't work out here. Because see, people watch you and they follow what you do. They follow what you do. And if you're holding back information, it's not fair. I'm not trying to be judgy. I mean, we all have to do our own homework. It's important for us to do our homework. But if you're promoting something, show what's going on. Let me read this message. Bobby Sheen. Yes, I'm looking for a to make my life complete. You know what I'm. I don't need that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't need foolishness. No foolishness. See that? See, life is short. And if you want to say things, be mature minded. You know, be mature minded. So, anyways, many of these women are going overseas, other countries. And some of them do come back. They just go for a season. And some of them, I thought with the person that went to Brazil, I thought it was a permanent move. She said a lot of things against the U.S., which is her prerogative. And so, because of her words, I thought that's why she went to Brazil to stay. So I guess the visa was only good for 6 months. That's what I think. Well, she should have just said that. We need to know because, see, we're going to think, hey, I'm going to go there too, they might say. So, what is it? We have to be honest with ourselves. If you go out there and we're promoting, hey, we should leave and this and that. Okay, you're entitled to express yourself just like what I'm doing now. It's okay to say, look, it didn't work out. It's no judgment. But you go out there and you put your stuff out, but hey, let us know what's going on because it could be dangerous for us to go out there, especially being if you're a single woman with children. Be good to know. It'd be it's okay to say, hey, I didn't like it. It's okay. So I don't know. I don't know whether this is part of the destabilization to get enough of us out, and then they're going to add in people. Where are they going to get these other people in? Well, that's why they want to leave the borders open. Okay? Because see, I was told, the last election, in 2020, that the percentage of blacks that voted for Trump was the highest. Well, I think a Republican was the highest ever, the largest percentage of voting. So, the enemy works in stealth ways. So if they know they know the numbers, what was gathered, they have all that data, and so if they know that is that we're some of us are become what they call conservative, they want to ensure that maybe we get out. So there might be, using the race card to make us want to leave, and then keep the border, they have the borders open in the South to bring them in because the um, the assumption how they're going to vote liberal. Hey, you let me in the country. Hey, I'll vote for you. And it's a time and season for them too. See, again, in history, you may have a people that is exploited. They'll use you, and once they get your vote, then they get rid of you. They don't need you anymore. They don't want poor people in this country. Poor people, you just, how they might think, you're just there to pour their coffee, clean their homes, and then get rid of you. Yeah, so what was the other thing I wanted to talk about now? I know I wrote certain things in the description. I talk about Africa long enough. Oh, what was it? I know it's something about movies. Mm, movie trends. I know it's something about, yeah, I was watching, oh, what was that now? Oh, brother, what was I going to talk about? Don't you hate that when you're thinking, oh, it was a series of things. I know I talked about Africa. Um, movie industry. Your movie industry is very powerful. And sometimes that they share secrets. The technologies I thought is really something. Yeah, I was watching about yeah, I like these two particular movies. The Adjustment Bureau, and it was that payday or paycheck, forget. But in particular, the Adjustment Bureau, it was a semi love story and a little paranormal type. The Agent Smith types in the movie. It was very good. And it featured Matt Damon. I was not a Matt Damon fan for years. I couldn't stand him. But someone referred him to me that movie, The Adjustment Bureau. I saw it for the first time. It was pre-COVID. It could have been in 2018 or 29. Yeah, 2018, I think. Early 2018. And I loved it. Yeah, it was some tech the concept of the these people who were interdimensional. They can jump from dimension to dimension. I'm sorry, and they controlled. They were controlling the character, played by Matt Damon. from the very beginning of his life, they were involved. They dressed like in business suits and hats, like an Agent Smith, like it came out after the Matrix came out. So maybe there's something to it. These agents wearing the black suit and hat. That would be interesting. Anyone who could follow, knows the significance of that. I mean, the G-men. Those are people the people that work for the Alphabet Agency. You know, um, some truth could be involved. Could be behind these black suits. But since that movie The Matrix came out, how the guys dress in those business suits, but they were like, the AI. Well, that movie, The Adjustment Bureau, they had the same type of guy, wearing the outfits, kind of like a robotic and semi-angelic, because they have alleged powers and mental telepathy and all that. And they have control over people. They had facilitated the death of the character's parent and sibling just to steer him to get into politics. Very interesting. What if the world is really like that? You have people who are grooming other people by stealth means to become something that they didn't ask for. Or put it in their mind, hey, you really want to do this. Yeah, you want to do this. And I never saw a movie like that before, like that. It was very interesting. Very interesting. And they didn't really say where they came from, you know. But they go out all over the world and they make adjustments to people's lives to steer it in the direction where they want it to go. So it's no freedom, then no true freedom, which was it was really interesting. And that leads me to this other, it wasn't a movie, but it was a discussion on YouTube. Again, I don't know how true this is, but it kind of reminded me of the secrecy that's happening, that's being shared on social media and what's suggested in some pop movies. Um, it's a man and woman, a couple, and the husband worked for the government. The husband was in a special project. The special project involved, I think, UFOs, things like that. And he wasn't really allowed to tell his wife, the what he really did. And he also had a daughter. I saw the video some time ago, and then I think I refound the video. I think I put a like on the video so that in the future, if I wanted to see it. Yeah, with me, when I press the like button, it's to put it in like the uh like a section, so I could, if I want to retrieve it, I can see that at a later date. That's what I do when why I press the like button, because I wanted to go in my library. So if I need to look it up again, I can go through it. Um, yeah, and I think I found it recently. Yeah, the husband had secretive work, and I think he wanted to get out of the field. It was getting to something happened, and he wanted to be. I think, I mean, I could be getting this wrong. reassigned, I think it was, but it was too late. This creature followed him or something. I know it sounds very bizarre, very bizarre. Yes, thank you for the thumbs up, people, and welcome to the show. Yeah, I couldn't sleep, but it was interesting. They were to go to the parents were to go to a party or something, some gathering, and their daughter was young, but she was a very mature daughter. And a Nubian. Yeah, hi girl. Good to see you. Yeah, I couldn't sleep, and so I just wanted to just talk what's on my mind. Um, yeah. The parents went to a party, and they left the daughter, who was young, but she was a very mature and responsible daughter, according to the parents. And she's the one that's actually given the story, I think, recounting this, giving an account of the story as she remembers it as an adult. I forget. Oh, you can hardly hear me. Okay, wow. Must be something with the audio. Yeah, okay, I put my mouth, thanks for letting me know. I think maybe some people can't hear properly. I mean, something might be with my audio. Yeah, because I'm talking very loud. Okay, so yeah, thank you for letting me know, because I noticed some people dropped off. So thank you again for letting me know. I'll try to keep the mic even closer to my mouth. Yeah, I'm talking very loud. But thank you though. So anyway, the person uh, went to the couple went to a party, and then the girl, something was, in short, this creature was hiding in a closet. And then it wanted to just scare her. It had every opportunity to scare her. I mean, to seriously hurt her. But I think it just wanted to make a message that the family to keep their mouth shut. Um, and when the monster, whatever what you want to call it, manifested, the girl uh, was able to run out and lock herself in the bathroom. And that's when the parents came home. So the timing was really interesting. And so when the parents came up, um, they 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 saw the remains that the creature was clawed the door, and there were these long nail marks, claw marks or something. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Yeah, my mouth is right at the mic. So the people in the house, yeah. So the couple got scared for the daughter. The daughter was fine, and then I think they said after the incident, I think they might have moved, or that could have been when he said, "Look, I want to be reassigned. I don't want to be a part of this." Um, this space program thing, it's getting dangerous. I want out. Uh, at some point in time, the father gets sick. The mother brings the husband to the hospital, but something happened. Oh, wait a minute. It could have been something, a routine, whatever, and then it went downhill unexpectedly. And when the wife was in the room, something happens at the hospital, and she's asked to leave by staff. And then they came back out of the room and said, "Oh, he just died." The wife is devastated. Says, "Let me see my husband." Oh, well, you're not allowed to see your husband. You're not allowed. And she thought, okay, she'll come back later and go in the morgue. And they still said no. Then at the funeral, because I think they handled that also. And then even at the she wasn't allowed to open the coffin, so she never got to see her husband. So I think it was post funeral. She's at her home, or she's someplace, and she saw that someone was staring at her. And she realized that was not, yeah, I think she went to the grave site finally. And she believed that was her husband. And then he ran away. You have people in these governments who were in these special projects. And once you get in it, you can't really get out because you know too much. He knew too much. It's like you become property when you work for some agencies. It's like your property because you have access to information. And in this case, he had information regarding space program or something, UFO UFOs. So she's a widow, but she didn't have opportunities to see her husband. They were hiding something from her, and she was thinking that he really didn't die. And had given him a new identity. I remember seeing a movie like that. Something like you are one person and then they give you a new identity and they pull you to a new, give you a new life somewhere else. I think it's possible. I think why that story stood out so much. I had to go. I went to my father's funeral, and it was an open casket. But at one point, it was weird. Um, my my father was in the military. He did his time back in the day. There was a draft, and all men had to go to the military. And he was to be buried in a military cemetery. And even though he had an open casket, and then we drove to the cemetery, I just wanted to see him one more time. And they said, no, we're not allowed to open up the casket here. Why is that? Why is that, people? Why are you told that you cannot open up the casket at the cemetery? Why is that? It's yours. Then I started thinking. I mean, I'm just being paranoid right now. But why is it forbidden to open up a casket at the cemetery, when you're just about to bury the person? And you just want to say one more last goodbye. Why? I'm wondering what I mean, my father was old guy. It just got me thinking. Does anybody know why this happens? Why they're not allowed to open it up so you can say your last goodbye? Any of you know, tell me. Or I'm just being paranoid like that woman that just mentioned about the wife. The husband was in a, worked in a sensitive area in government. And once, something happens and then she's not allowed, how could someone not be allowed to see their husband? There are things that go on, things that just don't make sense to me. Why this is happening? Are people given new identities? Why all the secrecy? Why do we live in a world of secrets? Why? I mean, I stay away from people who got secrets. I don't want to be around people with secrets. Just want to live a normal, safe life. Yeah, I think Hollywood in general, that Hollywood, they leak information. They set the trend of what they want you to believe or not believe. I like those movies about um, share things about different technologies, like the Adjustment Bureau. That was technology. I'm sorry, more paranormal. But one thing with technology, that was the I think it's called paycheck. Yeah, it could have been called paycheck or payday, and that was a fun movie. It's about a guy who does what we call reverse technology, like they dismantle um, gadgets so they can learn how it's made. Reverse engineering. Yeah, that's what he did. He was a reverse engineer, and he was given a project to do. And then this one project would take him a while. That yeah, when he did these projects, after he does what he does, they have to erase his brain, his memory. So the last one he was to do was to be a big paycheck. That's what the movie's called, Paycheck. So this one would give him several $1 million. So he said, "Hey, great! He'll have to invest 3 years of his time, 2 3 years, and then they'll wipe his memory, and he'll receive the money." And then he makes this machine, and it's a time machine. But the machine, what you learn in the end was anything you see, it is a program, and what you see, you believe, and you make it happen. And so he saw that to know your future, you don't have a life. So he came back, he knew he had to erase it. He realized what was going on, and that he knew he had to, be erased. But he set himself clues because when he did something to the machine just before they erased his mind to destroy the machine. And so, yeah, after he comes out of it, erase his mind, and he goes home, the government found out about it and is after him. But because he already saw what the future was, he had all that uh, factored in how he was going to obtain his goals of destroying the machine and all the people that would be after him, and that aspect of the movie was fantastic. Yeah, this came out a while ago, but it was very enjoyable. The movie. I didn't take it serious, but it was a little love twist and a little technology and stuff. It's a great movie to watch if you're bored, whatever. You just want light entertainment. But I thought that the technology of wiping somebody's mind and in essence living another life, I thought that was interesting. So yeah, I recommend that movie also. I think with Hollywood, they show you things that I believe really exist. I believe they have those things. There was another movie some time ago, this wasn't a time. This one showed you what already happened. It was a machine for the past. Showed you the past. The movie Deja Vu. Now that was a good movie. Did you see that movie out there? That was a good movie. And when I saw it, oh, you gotta go down? Okay, my little doggy. I'll get you. Okay, sorry. Poor little doggy. Yeah, you need to go out? What? Open the door. Have to open the door for him. Huh, okay. Let me just open. Yeah, little girl had to step out for a second. I just leave the door open so she can come back. Yeah, so we're saying, yeah, the movie Deja Vu. Now that was a good movie. When I saw it in the movie theater, sorry, I'm moving the camera a lot. Yeah, when I was in the movie theater, when watching the movie Deja Vu with Denzel Washington, I felt it was real. They had a machine that it could only record. I mean, not record. It could only show you what already happened several hours ago. It's continually. You can only yeah, you can only watch it of something that happened X hours ago. That's all. You can't rewind it. And they had to find a criminal. Yeah, so they had witnessed a murder happen, and Denzel Washington sees this thing and sees that that something happened to this lady. Yeah, they were trying to backtrack. Yeah, that was a good movie. So yes, they do get the guys, and yeah, his time could be adjusted. That was the thing you learned at the end of the movie, that even though something already happened, it could be adjusted. And so, yeah, so that was very good. So Hollywood, I think, is really, um, I don't fully understand Hollywood, but I think it's something behind, because why do you get paid so well? And why do you need actors and actresses? It seems like an industry that's a luxury. Why do we need it? Well, I think we have it because they want what you see is what you believe. Like the guy in the movie Paycheck. If you see your future, you have no future, he said. If you see your future, you have no future. Because then it dictates to you. So when you're watching something on television or the movie theater, you see it, and they are programming you what to believe. And so it's like magic. And you know you're watching the silver screen, right? What is silver? Silver is a conductor. It's one of the best conductors out there. But now they have this thing called these. What do you call it? Graphite. No, I'm sorry, graphene. Graphene is these. I think nano. It's a flat particle, and it's ultra flat, and it's an extremely high conductor of electricity, of signals, impulses. And they're using this in technologies. Yeah, they have antennas made out of graphene. Well, I'm wondering for these real high tech things, because it seems like they want the illusion to go so more intense. And that's where, the virtual reality glasses, I'm wondering whether they're putting the graphene in that. It acts like an antenna too. They can make it into an antenna, the graphene. So, what I was going to say about the silver screen, well, what if they use, when you go to movie theater, the screen is made out of graphene? They might be able to have to send out signals. So you're watching a movie, but it could also be maybe, I mean, I'm just speculating. Send out signals while you're watching that movie. And if you've taken that so called medicine in your arm, and if it has that technology in you as a result, well, don't you think it might be able to communicate with you, to think or do a certain thing while you're watching that movie? I'm just speculating, suggesting what could happen. And remember they for the past 2 years there was no going to the movies, right? Maybe it's for a reason. They would take. Maybe they. I'm wondering whether they're change the type of screen that you watch when you go in the movie. It's a silver screen for a certain reason. Silver is a high conductor of electricity, and so it can absorb your energy or send out energy. And if it's going to use this new technology, it wants to program you. That's what I get it. It's programming. It's programming you. I'm wondering. Yeah. It's a reason behind why Hollywood exists and why we're paying actors and actresses so much money. Why is this, people? Why is this? They get in the millions of money. So they can go on a rehearse a script, act it out. It's all fake. Why do you want to pay someone that much money to pretend there's something? Maybe this is part of the program. What you see is what you believe, and you become. What are the trends of the movies now? What are the trends? Hey, how you doing there? Yeah, good to see you, Kendra. It's been a while. I hope all is well. It's good that you're okay, I guess. Yeah, I'm around. Yeah, I've been here. Yeah, I've been here. I usually don't do it at this time. I usually start my videos. I've been doing a lot of them like at between 4 in the morning or 6 in the morning. But I couldn't sleep, and so I started around midnight. I think midnight. Oh, not 95 minutes ago I came on. Yeah, my Mother's Day, I stayed at home. Yeah, yeah, I wanted to stay. I was very, very tired. But thank you for asking. I hope your Mother's Day was good. Yeah, so why do you have the oh, okay, you're on your break now. Okay. Yeah. So you start wondering why is the I meant to I said I might have said music, but movie industry, why do they get paid so well? And why are they invest so much money behind the production? And you notice it's getting higher and higher and higher, the production for a standard American movie, 100 million. Oh, I'm glad they enjoyed your Mother's Day. Very nice. Yeah, don't you wonder people, why the investment, they said, well, they make movies to make money. Sure, you do something because you want to sell something, but what are they selling? They're selling you an illusion. Yeah, Kendra, right now I'm talking about, yeah, I was talking about uh, the, oh, how to say, things, secret things that happen within uh, government agencies. Um, I was mentioning a story about this woman, this husband and wife, and the wife. I mean, the husband worked for the government, and he did secretive work within the UFO community. And one day, um, his work got home, so to speak. A being came to their home, found out where they lived, and was scaring their daughter. It was like a monster creature, but it was sent just to scare them. Um, I forget the details of it, but in the end, the husband is mysteriously dies, and when she wanted to see him in the coffin, in the hospital, when they pronounced him dead, they refused her to see the husband. And at the end of the day, so to speak, after the funeral, she saw someone hiding, watching her, and it looked like her husband. And the husband was just getting a last look at her before he left. That what it looked like that the husband knew too much secrets of the company, of the agency, and they wanted him out of the way and away from the wife and the kid. And so, in essence, what it looked like, because she said that it looked like her husband, and then he runs off. So, I was wondering about the different secrets and different technologies that are happening, and people, people are living lives in secrecy. And making mention about movies. Now that was an actual event. It was a video I saw on YouTube about it, and then I started talking about this movie called The Adjustment Bureau, and that you have um, beings that are from other worlds. They look like Agent Smiths, according to the movie The Adjustment Bureau, that had Matt Damon in it. And they were in his life from the very beginning. And they had the power to uh, kill family members just so that this child would become a particular thing. So they orchestrated a lot of things that happened in his life, and he found out that one day that's what was happening. So I was mentioning that Hollywood um, is introducing these themes in movies that about reality. It talks about, in essence, it's telling you that reality is not what you believe, that here you're living a life and you feel that you're a particular person because you always had the interest in it. But in actuality, the movie was saying that no, we made you do these things, and then that other thing with the video on YouTube of the uh, husband and wife. The husband worked for the government, which that was supposed to be a true story. And because he knew too much, and the wife around and the kid being exposed to that being that was just trying to scare them, they removed the husband, and it looked like they reassigned him and I guess gave him a new identity. Yeah, it was a very interesting video on YouTube. Yeah, it was like an interview with this woman. So that's what I'm talking about now. That combining that Hollywood movies and then the thing with the lady and her husband, um, that they might be connected, and why about reality. Why are we spending all this money to produce movies? And I'm thinking, well, movie theater, a silver screen. Silver is a high conductor of electricity. So I'm thinking there's something behind the silver and why they use that to project an image. And you watch it and you get engrossed in it. How does this affect you? Why? Why do they have this? This is part of the brainwashing. So that's what I'm talking about. I know that Liam Nelson. Yeah, what about Liam Nelson? What started with him? If you can clarify. Yeah, I'm familiar with that actor. Yeah, he was in some movie lately. Yeah, he's a good actor. Yeah, he's a good actor. Oh, I did a quick video earlier today. The video, I went on my bank. I had to do something on my bank online, and I saw this advertisement, and I found it very disturbing. Did you see? Yeah, yeah, Kendrick. I saw this advertisement, and I did it this afternoon, and they're really pushing this out, what I call the alphabet soup consumption. And again, what people do with their own body is their business. But when you involve little children, that is my concern. Mark Smith. Okay, I don't know that movie. Is it out now? Yeah, I like the actor. He's a good actor. I haven't seen that movie, Mark Smith. Yeah. Oh, what was I just saying? Now? Oh, yeah. So the advertisement. Yeah, they're really promoting certain things and making it look very innocent. But this bothered me because it involved little children. Again, what adults do with their body, with one another, and it consensual, that is your business. Oh, okay. So, what did the picture show? What did this advertisement show? It shows two white men at home on a couch, very lovey-dovey, and they have two little children. One might be like, oh, 1.5, 2, and the other one might be 3. The one was a little boy, very tight curly, very those ringlets type of hair, and he's sitting on the man's lap, in between his legs. And the other child is sitting on the opposite side to the other gentleman, but not on his lap. It's a girl, and it's a black girl. So you got two white dudes, a young black girl, maybe 3 years of age, and a little boy, maybe a year and a half years of age, with this curly hair. And so what suggested that, so you have two minority kids, but two white daddies. And the little child with the curly ringlets that's sitting on the guy's lap is has his hand, well, the guy in the middle, the guy on my right has a bowl of something on his lap, and you got to reach in between to get the treat from in between his legs. And it just started bothering me. Why? What I So I did a video about it. What are you trying to promote? What are you promoting there? And so I called my bank. I called my bank and I said, look, I found this advertisement online. I was to do online banking. And I said, what are you promoting? I said, I found it very disturbing. And they said, well, it was out for a while. I said, I don't like this and I want it removed. And I want this is not right. So they gave me the address. They gave me the address of their corporate department. So I have to do a letter. Yeah, I want to do. See, if no one says anything, they're gonna think it's okay. I don't think it's okay for two white men having minority kids on their lap, reaching for some candy or treat in between the other guy's legs. It's 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 asking for trouble. I don't like it. Leave children out. What you do, that's their business. But when you involve little children and little black children sitting on a white dude's lap, that's not the dad. I got offended. And yeah, I want to do a letter that is not acceptable. Oh, I'm not sure your question. You said, okay, I'm reading your question now. Okay, you said, let me ask you this. What is your take on the black woman who get ghetto gag by white woman? What is your take on that perspective? I don't understand the question. I don't know what a ghetto gag is. I think it was a typo or something. I'm not sure what you're trying to say. Yeah, people are entitled to their own lifestyle. See, um, certain things you keep private. Whether you're an alphabet soup consumer or you like the traditional chicken soup, you know, it's your business. But in all things, there's discretion in all things. You know, some things, you consume at home, privately. But now they're pushing certain things in your face. Why would a bank want to show that? Why? I think they had these big, those Bilderberg meetings to the banks and other things. What's going to be the new trend? I don't like it. Yeah, you have to re-ask the question. I'm not sure what you're asking. Real brief. Yeah, I'm not sure the question. You have to re-ask it. Yeah, the thing. See, I think what happened the past 2 years was something by design. You had the pandemic, as I call it. You have, what else do you have? The issues, the social issues that were going on with, the thing that happened with the correction, not correct, what do you call it? Yeah, see, certain words I don't want to say because it might trigger certain things in the. But you have the law enforcement people and what they did to certain people. I think it was all to traumatize. Yeah, everything is like, let's see how much they can traumatize people. So you wonder whether it's real. Is it real? Is it real? Yeah, it's to traumatize, get us excited, get us fighting, but they don't have to do that. But why do they do it? Because, see, they want your energy. And this is how America seems to make a lot of, feeds itself. It's an evil, it's something evil that attached itself and relies on Black America in particular of this negative energy. It is harassing us and is programming us. I think, like with that actor that slapped that other actor, I think that was planned. Not that he wanted it to happen, but something. Something isn't right. And then you have, what's his name, Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle gets attacked. Why would something like that happen? Again, it's using just note it seems to be the system now seems to be heavily relying on the reaction of black people as a catalyst. They are doing things to promote your reaction. And so the only thing I'm saying is don't give it to them. Don't give it to them. You harness your energy for yourself. See, they want to take your energy. I'm saying don't give it to them. Give it to yourself. Yeah, I don't understand what your question is about the white woman and the black woman. I'm not really sure what you're saying. Yeah, see, I don't understand your question. That's what I'm saying. You're saying something about you don't want to be inappropriate. Yeah, I respect that, but I don't know what the question was. I don't understand the question. Yeah, it seems like things are being people are relying on you. You know, it just goes to show you how much power you really have. The blacks in America. Someone is focusing on you and relying on you to give them something, your energy, your anger. Why don't you utilize that energy to build us up? See, energy is energy, right? If they want you to turn that energy against yourself, don't give it to them. And if you have all that why can't they just do it for themselves? Because they're relying on you because they don't have the same power you have. They do not have the power that you have. They may be able to manipulate or intimidate, but you have what they don't have. And why don't you use that for your advantage? Yeah, I'm not sure the perspective, women. Okay, you say it was you're saying it was an accident about the white woman. So let me reread the question. Okay, but your take on it. I don't know. Ghetto gag. I don't know what that expression means. I know we're ghetto, but gag, GAG. I'm not sure what the question about the black woman who does what. I don't know. That you have to clarify. Yeah, so I see that, you know, you have power. Okay, I'm reading your question now. Sorry. Yeah. What is my take on black women who get ran through by white men? When you say ran through, you mean the okay. I think I might know what you're talking about. Are you talking about black women who get used sexually by white men? Is that what you're asking? I mean, women historically um, could be a target. Women could be a target for any race. They might make it seem that it's worse if it's a white person, but if it's sexual abuse is sexual abuse. Manipulation. Withholding money to control a spouse is just bad. I don't like the theme that you have. You have men that might go, in particular Europeans or whites that go to certain parts of Asia, let's say, and some of the men go there specifically for young girls, and some of them may even bring them home to America or Europe and are exploited. I mean, they're like toys. I do know of a woman like that. She was from the Philippines. She was 15 or so. She met a soldier, a Navy guy or something like that. And he does marry her. She was young. And she gets back in America. She gets to America. And again, he was a white man, a young guy. And he lived in a very, I hate, a racist town. And his buddies said, hey, you should, they convinced him to mistreat her and to throw her out. So that's what he did. I mean, he was fooling around with other women. She found out he had a sexual transmitted, what do you call it, STD. He had an STD, not from her. Luckily, she didn't get it. And then he physically abused her, threw her down the stairs, and ordered her out of the house because his so-called, white friends said, "You're what? You shouldn't be around people like that," even though it's his wife. And he believed them. Yeah, she had a hard, been through a bad situation, and so for her, that's a horrible thing. And something like that could happen with a black female also. And so it doesn't make, so it's not right. It's evil. But yeah, some men use their power and authority over these so-called minorities because they don't have money. They don't have power. But I also know that type of thing could happen to white women. I know of a white woman, a rich white woman from Chicago, suburb, old school. She'd probably be like in her 80s now, late 70s, 80s now. So she's old school, so to speak, the old system of things. Uh, that the women marry, the guy works. He took care of her. They had servants and things like that. And things weren't going right in their marriage. And he had the power to remove the money from her, access, and he had the power to get a lawyer, and she didn't because she doesn't control the money. He did. She was a typical white suburban housewife, and their husband was negative and a controller, and she lost everything. She became an alcoholic and homeless. He took everything. He had money to take the kids. Oh, okay, so you're saying goodnight. Yeah, thank you for coming on and saying hello. Yes, thank you for saying hello. Yeah, so these are some of these. Yeah, um, I know they try to make it seem. I say for women in general, be careful. I wouldn't want to be exploited by any man. And I know, like in history, you may have like uh, they might show relationship of a white guy exploiting a black woman, but exploitation is exploitation. Yeah, but I wouldn't want to be exploited or used. Yeah. So these are some of the thoughts I had. I was talking about the thing with TD Bank. Yeah, I think some of these corporations, they plan on what type of commercials or advertisements that they'll show, especially because of the past 2 years, what was happening on socially. And they're testing you. They're reconditioning you to think that certain lifestyles and behaviors are okay to do, to participate in. And they will continue to do it if you don't say anything. So I want to let them know that I don't appreciate little children sitting on men's laps. And what was it they're trying to promote? Yeah, I want them to remove it immediately. Yeah, leave kids out. You can do what you want to do with other adults, consenting adults, but leave little children out. Period. Yeah. So yeah, I said a lot today. Um, yeah, I said a lot today. I hope you guys. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Yeah, I was having problems. They were saying with the audio wasn't loud enough. So I really hope you can hear. I mean, my mouth is right next to the mic. Yeah, they want to try to press your buttons, people. They're testing you to see how far they can go, and they're trying to excite you to be impulsive. But I'm saying to the general population, especially Black America, try to stay calm, try to be centered, uh, because they want you to react and do things that you wouldn't normally do. And the more that they show it, like what happened with Dave Chappelle, that shouldn't have happened. And his reasoning behind it doesn't make any sense. See, they see somebody getting attention and they want to do the same thing. Have some self esteem in your life. It's not glamorous. You think the guy would think twice now? He got beat up. Did you think he factored that in, that's what could happen? People use wisdom. You have a problem, talk to a problem solver. Doing violent things against somebody to get attention. Allegedly his mother's being evicted or something like that. Well, have him live with you. the guy. But I think he's homeless also. It's awful. So you're going to do that to a performer on stage. See, people aren't listening. We're not listening to reason. And we're doing foolish things because, see, we're being reactive. And I'm wondering whether the thing that people put in their arm is causing them to be highly reactive and programmable. So you watch something and we think, oh, we can do it too. Don't do it. Don't do acts of violence. Stay at home. Talk to, a counselor, whatever. Don't do foolish things like that. Don't do it. Like, your life would really get worse. You doing acts of violence. Don't do that. Be kind to yourself. And go within. Yeah, yesterday I did, I think it was, not yesterday, the day before I did mirror gazing, just try, because I was stressful. So it's like you're talking to yourself in the mirror and trying to come to some greater understanding. Yeah, but I think a lot of the thing is really, we're becoming over stimulated with the things that they have out there. So I really have to limit what I watch too. If you can get out, if it's safe for you to do so, go out in nature. Go out in nature and try to unwind. Okay? Yeah, I'm looking at the time and I know, yeah, I have to do something else right now before I fall asleep. But yeah, thank you for listening and watching. And let me know what you think about certain things that I discuss. Yeah, we have more power than you realize. The power is you. Use it for your benefit. And this could all be just an illusion, a very real looking one. Okay? I thank you again. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, okay? Bye bye.